Good evening, guys. Hope you all are doing well this evening. Thanks for joining me. It's been a long week and a half, guys. Well, a week and a couple days, I guess. Scroll up here and see who's with us this evening. Wow. True American Loretta, Cat Lady, Ashley, Coral, good to see you guys. Grammy's house, good to see you. Name's Legacy, good to see you. Let's see. John Doe, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Tooth Fairy, good to see you. Carry Me Away, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Jerry Robbins, good to see you. Bob Bissell, good to see you. You guys have been in here for a while. Let's see. Michigan Outpost, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Sherry Leach, thank you for being here. B&B Home, good to see you guys. I hope you're doing well. I'm almost caught up, guys. Zane, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Joe Morgan, good to see you. CC Collins, Flow Grown, Homesteader, good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. I think I'm caught up. Richard Christopher, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Lenny No, good to see you. Chris Marie, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Tamara Reynolds, thank you for being here. 5, good to see you, brother. Glad you're here, man. The Watchman, so good to see you. So you can clarify they're not going to give you the jab, and you are going to look into vitamin B complex and Paul D'Arco. I don't know. I mean, no, I didn't get the jab, nor am I getting it. But, I mean, I've almost got a whoop now, I hope. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you guys being here and for all the prayers for Mandy and myself. We really appreciate it. It's been a rough week, guys. For those of you that haven't had it, don't downplay it at all. It is brutal. And I think we got the easier end of the spectrum on it. I mean, I did do the antibody infusion. The doctor said Mandy was too far into it. Like, it wouldn't have done her much good, if any. So she opted out of it, but I did do it. And it took about 36 hours for me to really feel it, but it helped a lot. And you guys can tell I'm still, kind of short-winded. And I probably won't I'm going to try to do a chapter this evening. I'm going to try to get through a chapter. I don't think I can do 3, just from being so short-winded. But I just really, really wanted to go live tonight and see you guys. Just missed y'all. Be Charming, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Okay, I got you, Watchman. Thank you. I understand now. Hey, Rob, good to see you. Mandy she's doing a lot better. She's battling the nausea end of it. I was fortunate enough, I never had any of the nausea, the vomiting, none of that. Mine has all been in my chest and my head. I'm still battling headaches. Today, I think it's just a coincidence, if you will. I've got a sinus headache today, and I don't think that's really associated because I get those quite often, but they could be part of it. But I mean, it just feels like a sinus headache. But she's doing a lot better. Just some things when she eats, it don't stay down very long. But I mean, as far as body aches and stuff like that, she's doing a lot better as well. I think we've both pretty much got it whooped. Klingon Princess, good to see you. Prepared for, good to see you. Carpenter Self-Reliance. I'm on day 6 infected. Thought I was dead Wednesday and Thursday. I feel you. Tuesday was my death day. And I don't mean that jokingly. I mean, Tuesday, I was like almost out of my mind. It was the day after the infusion, and I was just really confused, and I hurt so bad. Like everything in my body hurt. And I was laying in bed, and and this is the God honest truth. I had made my peace. I was ready to go. I was done hurting. I'd hurt that bad all day. And then I got to thinking about the girls and, the way the world's going today. And so I had to get up out of bed. I got up, took a shower, and just came and sat on the couch with the girls and just toughed it out. And I think that might be a lot of what does people in as they get to that point and they do just kind of give up, But praise God, we're on the winning end of it. So I'm sorry if I am kind of breathing heavy into the microphone. There is a war, folks. The elite and the media. The elite control the media, and they are a terrorist network, and the media even admits they are. Oh, that's absolutely true. Absolutely. Hey, Donna, good to see you. Thank you for being here. We have all had a week of it all, so you aren't alone. Catherine Newsom, thank you very much, and good to see you. Don Bellerman, good to see you. Nine 45, 223, and 12. I mean, I know what those are, but thank you very much, Catherine. I appreciate it. I've been doing the vitamin C and zinc. We all have. Absolutely. Hey, Kim's Farm Life. Thank you for being here. Bonnie D, good to see you. Thank you for being here, and God bless you as well. I believe we left off. I know I read an extra chapter because James had come in late and asked me to read one more chapter, so I did that. And I think we're on chapter 9. Is that correct? Anybody know? Thank you, Jerry. I love me some Batman. Yeah, I've talked to OFC Sherry. He's finally. I think he's whooped his. Now his kids are going through it, and they're doing okay. I talked to him yesterday, actually, but I think he's finally got it whooped, and like I said, now his kids are. But kids, they usually there are a few cases, but for the most part, they come out pretty unscathed by it. Hey, Bigfoot Prepper, good to see you. Thank you for being here. And thank you very much for the prayers. Thank all of you for the prayers. I've seen the comments on my little short videos and everything. I really appreciate it. This past week, I've been kind of off my phone as much as possible just because of the headaches. You guys know how that is, trying to look at that little bitty screen. And I'm pretty lost right now as far as like the news goes. And I've watched a little bit of stuff and checked in every now and then to make sure I wasn't missing anything. But I got some catching up to do. Mamie's Legacy says her 12-year-old grandprince has it. We're keeping everybody in our prayers. Like I said, anybody that hasn't had it, do not downplay it. I've checked some of them, 5. I've been hit and miss, man. I apologize. I have been trying to catch back up on those. Lost my train of thought. But anybody that has not had it, and I've joked around, about catching it and whatnot. And once you've had it, man, it's not funny. There's nothing funny about it. And like I said, it didn't change my mind. I'm still not going to take any kind of vaccination. It took a lot for me to do that infusion. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was scared. For one, I've never done anything like that. I've never had anything besides like saline put in my body from being dehydrated. Or whatever they put in you when you're dehydrated. But that's the only thing I'd ever had done like that. So I was nervous. I was scared. I felt a little nauseous afterwards, but nothing bad. Hey, Phoenix, Green Thumb, good to see you guys. Appreciate y'all being here. Kim Starlin, I don't comment a lot, but you've been in my prayers. It's definitely spreading around now. Glad you're feeling better. Well, thank you very much, Kim. I appreciate that. And God bless you and yours. And I have no doubt. It's pretty much come out that they can't tell the difference between, the COVID-19 and then the Delta variant. They really can't, like in testing and all that stuff, they can't tell the difference. But I think that's what we have, just for the simple fact of we went almost 2 years, and her working in the public every day. And me, with RSD in and out of hospitals and nursing homes and doctor's appointments and, shopping for her, and I've never caught it until now. So I'm pretty certain, the Delta is probably what we got. But, like I said, it's nothing fun. And it is what you've heard people say. It's like, the flu to like the fifth power. For me, by far, the first 3 days of headaches and the body aches was the worst. Excuse me. Got a prayer request. Hey, Stars Prepper, good to see you. Susie D, good to see you. I got a prayer request for Ashley. Says a cancer battle buddy is feeling very under the weather. Her mom requested prayer. Absolutely. All right, Watchman. You don't have to run off, but I will check it out. I appreciate it. God bless you and yours as well, and be safe out there. Prayer request. My friend Mike has a whooping cough. Whew. Absolutely, Grammy. I've had that. That is no fun. What's his name? Mike. Prayer request. 20-year-old young man from my church, well known in the community, died in a car accident on Monday. Prayers for family and close friends. Absolutely. Sorry to hear that, Dawn. Hey, Appalachian Prepper, good to see you. You are in this side of the sickness. Yeah, I think we're on the upside of it now. I hope. Let's see. Just curious, were you allowed to take any meds for pain or symptoms, or is an antibody cocktail all you're supposed to take? When I went in there, which they told me at my doctor's office before I went, when you first get there, you take 2 extra strength Tylenol, just because I didn't argue that a bit because I was hurting so bad, and they give you Benadryl. And before I even took, I asked, why. But the Benadryl is in case you do happen to have an allergic reaction. That way, you've already got, that working against the reaction. But like I said, I had a little bit of nausea, and that was it. So I definitely came out on the upper side of it. Hey, Chris Pyatt, good to see you. Praise report. Brand new grandbaby born the 1st. Evelyn Kate, born 36 weeks and only 2 days in NICU. She is home. We are blessed and in love. She is my 7th grandbaby. That is awesome. Congratulations, Chris. Bob William, good to see you. Chris, my mom, who is 74, my brother both have C19. My mom fully V, brother had 1 dose, neither are in great health. Sorry to hear that. I'll put it down. Absolutely. Let me catch back up real quick, guys, and then I am going to do at least 1 chapter in Daniel this evening. Oh, okay. Yeah, flow grown. Honestly, only thing I've been taking was Dayquil, simply because the way my breathing was, I didn't want to take NyQuil or anything to put me out because I was afraid I would quit breathing, to be honest with you. But no, they said anything over the counter was okay as long as you still realized if you had new or developing symptoms, that it was fine to use OTC stuff to ease the cough and the pain. And but other than that, nothing was really, it was my choice not to take anything to put me under, but they didn't say I couldn't. I just didn't. Honestly, I was at one point scared because I was afraid I'd quit breathing. My breathing was so shallow. Yeah, and we've taken a couple doses of Mucinex. Absolutely. We've been just kind of whatever, the things we've been taking like religiously is the vitamins and the zinc. That's one thing that, that we never really missed, and still taking it just because. Did you make it a point to stay upright a lot? Absolutely. Yeah, and that was hard. That was one of the harder parts as well, was fighting, because that's all you want to do is lay down, and I was in the recliner a lot, so I could lay back for 15, 20 minutes, and then I'd set up for an hour. Then I'd get up, walk the perimeter of the inside of the house 2 or 3 times and just pace back and forth just to keep everything pumping. Do you use a CPAP or BiPAP? No, I did, but not anymore. I graduated off of that, praise God, from losing weight. I retested and did not any longer need it. Hey, Widgets World, good to see you. Okay. I haven't seen Independent. There he is. Hey, Marine, good to see you, man. Leslie, good to see you. I appreciate it very much. Hava, good to see you. And thank you. Coral, did you see my request? No, I did not. Just a second. I don't want to. Prayers for mom. She has shingles. Her immune system shot. Absolutely, Coral. Sorry, I didn't see it. I am gonna my own prayer request, and it's for RSD prepper. Of course, I was around her before I knew I had it, so she tested positive Thursday, and she's she's doing okay. She's fighting it. She had the infusion as well Friday. It didn't have quite the effect on her that it did me, but since there was absolutely no other staff available for our area, and I'm positive, or was positive, and now she's positive, I have been allowed to go back to work. Special circumstance, and she's family. They, letting me take care of her. So we've been all running around taking care of each other pretty much through all this. And so I have been back to work helping her. And biggest concern with her is staying hydrated right now. She's having a rough time. She has a really sore throat. So if you guys could keep her in your prayers, like I said, they let me go back early to work under these circumstances because there was nobody else to take care of her. And especially now having C19, she cannot be by herself. She is extremely weak, but she's a tough one. She's fighting. We called because she was sick Thursday. We tried to get an ambulance to come out and take her to the ER to get her tested and everything because we were sitting here because Thursday we were still pretty sick. And they came out and checked her, took her vitals, said they couldn't take her to the hospital because it was full and they were out of tests, and they just left her. Okay. So we finally tracked down a test, and Kylene went and picked it up for her because she had this last year, so she's been fine through this because her antibodies are still built up, and she has to test, I think, tomorrow just to get a negative test so she can go back to work because she had to quarantine as well. But she's helped us so much this past week. Ran everywhere for all three of us. Hey, 300 Warriors, good to see you. RSD, Catherine is my mother-in-law, but I'm also her caregiver through an agency. So, yeah, we've been all trying to take care of each other. But before we get any later, I'm going to go ahead and jump into chapter 9. Now, if I start coughing and carrying on, I'm going to have to stop. But I think I can get through a chapter. I'm pretty sure. I've got my big handy-dandy jug of water here. All right. Book of Daniel, chapter 9. Maybe I did do. Hold on just a second. Did I do chapter 9? I think I did. I think we're on chapter 10, actually. I think it was chapter 9. Okay, we're going to start on chapter 9 because I'm pretty sure. In the 3rd year of the reign of King Cyrus of Persia, tell us the story of Jesus. I could read you the story of Jesus. I mean, if that's something you guys would rather do. Prepared for asked, is there anything from this that you think folks should stock up on? That's a very good question. And I mean, just right off the top of my head, I would say your OTC stuff. Because luckily, just to save Kylene from running all over the place, um, we did break in to our preps. So we'll have to replace that stuff. But absolutely, like your vitamins, your multivitamins, you know, your cough medicines, because we got into that. We got cold and flu stuff in there, which we didn't get into, but oh, okay. Sorry, five. um, yeah, singing definitely ain't happening. But I would say just right off the top of my head, I would say your OT stuff, OTC things, your medicinal stuff, because I mean, really, like food wise, really, I can't think of anything. But, thank God we do prep and we had that stuff handy because it saved money and it saved a lot of running around, which in turn saved money. Um, are you a new papa? I just saw an announcement by Bigfoot. Not that I'm aware of. No, I'm not a new papa. Hmm. Oh, yes, Carrie. That's another thing. I've gotten used to it, so I didn't even think about it. I have tasted no food in a week. Basically, I'm eating because I know I got to. Can taste absolutely nothing and can smell nothing. Every once in a while, I'll get like a whiff of something, like if it's really like an onion, I can almost get a whiff of that. But as far as just, like deodorant, cologne, and stuff, I can't smell it. And like I said, I haven't tasted anything in over a week. Nothing. Okay, grab another drink. Oh, I'm hoping mine comes back soon, Carrie, because um, some of you know, a lot of you probably don't, but we leave for vacation next Sunday night. We're going down to Destin. We try to go at least once every couple of years, just a week. This is our first week or our first time of um, just adults going. I love my daughter. I love that we've been blessed enough to take her to Florida several times. But I am looking forward to it's just us and one other adult couple going. And they are prepper friends of ours. Well, the only prepper friends we have here. That's not online. Um, but we leave next Sunday night and hoping, because if any of y'all ever been to Destin, there's an Irish restaurant down there called McGuire's, and we have went every year we've been to Florida, and that is like my favorite place in the world to eat. I'm hoping I can taste, or there's no point in going. I can't even taste peanut butter because that's one of my favorite go-to for protein and stuff like that. That's one of my favorite snacks, and can't taste it. Jennifer Estep, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hope it does come back soon for you. I've lost both since December of last year. Bless your heart. Papa, how much zinc did you take? I just took the recommended on the bottle. See, it's 100 milligram tab twice a day because they told me just to go by what the bottle says. So That's what I done. So 200 milligrams a day. Oh, absolutely. Being robbed of bacon. Yeah, it is a cruel disease. Oh, Loretta, I eat onions raw. There ain't nothing opening me up, honey. It's just something I'm going to have to, I mean, it just comes with it. But, all right, I'm going to get into this. Sorry, I got sidetracked again. Daniel chapter 10. In the 3rd year of the reign of King Cyrus of Persia, Daniel had another vision. He understood that the vision concerned events certain to happen in the future, times of war and great hardship. When this vision came to me, I, Daniel, had been mourning for 3 whole weeks. All that time I had eaten no rich food, no meat or wine crossed my lips, and I used no fragrant lotion until those 3 weeks had passed. On April 23, I was standing on the bank of the great Tigris River. I looked up and saw a man dressed in linen clothing, with a belt of pure gold around his waist. His body looked like a precious gem. His face flashed like lightning, and his eyes flamed like torches. His arms and feet shone like polished bronze, and his voice roared like a vast multitude of people. Only I, Daniel, saw his face. The men with me saw nothing, but they were suddenly terrified and ran away to hide. So I was left there all alone to see this amazing vision. My strength left me, my face grew deathly pale, and I felt very weak. Then I heard the man speak, and when I heard the sound of his voice, I fainted and lay there with my face to the ground. Just then a hand touched me and lifted me, still trembling, to my hands and knees, and the man said to me, Daniel, you are very precious to God, so listen carefully to what I say to you. Stand up, for I have been sent to you. When he said this to me, I stood up, still trembling. Then he said, don't be afraid, Daniel. Since the first day you began to pray for understanding and to humble yourself before your God, your request has been heard in heaven. I have come to answer to your prayer. But for 21 days, the spirit prince of the kingdom of Persia blocked my way. Then Michael, one of the archangels, came to help me, and I left him there with the spirit prince of the kingdom of Persia. Now I am here to explain what will happen to your people in the future, for this vision concerns a time yet to come. While he was speaking to me, I looked down at the ground, unable to say a word. Then the one who looked like a man touched my lips, and I opened my mouth and began to speak. I said to the one standing in front of me, I am filled with anguish because of the vision I have seen, my Lord, and I am very weak. How can someone like me, your servant, talk to you, my Lord? My strength is gone, and I can hardly breathe. Then the one who looked like a man touched me again, and I felt my strength returning. Don't be afraid, he said, for you are very precious to God. Peace, be encouraged, be strong. As he spoke these words to me, I suddenly felt stronger and said to him, please speak to me, my Lord, for you have strengthened me. He replied, do you know why I have come? Soon I must return to fight against the great prince of the kingdom of Persia, and after that the spirit prince of the kingdom of Greece will come. Meanwhile, I will tell you what is written in the book of truth. No one helps me against these spirit princes except Michael, your spirit prince. I have been standing beside Michael to support and strengthen him since the first year of the reign of Darius the Mede. And that is the end of chapter 10. I'll go down here to the notes. Daniel's final vision, 536 BC, gives further insight into the great spiritual battle between God's people and those who want to destroy them. He also received more detailed information on the future, specifically the struggle between the Ptolemies and the Seleucids, which is the kings of the south and of the north. Prior to this vision, had allowed the Jews to return to Jerusalem, but Daniel had stayed in Babylonia. Why didn't Daniel return to Jerusalem? He may have been too old to make the long, hazardous journey. He was over 80. His government duties could have prevented him, or God may have told him to stay behind to complete the work he was called to do. Daniel was frightened by this vision, but the messenger reassured him. Daniel lost his speech, but the messenger's touch restored it. Daniel felt weak and helpless, but the messenger's words strengthened him. God can bring us healing when we are hurt, peace when we are troubled, and strength when we are weak. When you are experiencing pain, anguish, anxiety, or exhaustion, ask God for a fresh touch of His love. Absolutely. Okay. Hey, Michigan Faith Prepper. Good to see you. I believe he does too, Phoenix, but I think we're just too hard-headed to let it go at one time, if you know what I mean. Like, God, don't you hear me so many times? And absolutely, he heard you the first time, and he didn't forget. I'm going to try to go ahead and do chapter 11, guys. That one wasn't too bad. This one's a little bit longer, so this probably will be it, because I don't want to be back to the sore throat again. Daniel chapter 11. Now then, I will reveal the truth to you. 3 more Persian kings will reign to be succeeded by a fourth, far richer than the others. He will use his wealth to stir up everyone to fight against the kingdom of Greece. Then a mighty king will rise to power, who will rule with great authority and accomplish everything he sets out to do. But at the height of his power, his kingdom will be broken apart and divided into 4 parts. It will not be ruled by the king's descendants, nor will the kingdom hold the authority it once had, for his empire will be uprooted and given to others. The king of the south will increase in power, but one of his own officials will become more powerful than he and will rule his kingdom with great strength. Some years later, an alliance will be formed between the king of the north and the king of the south. The daughter of the king of the south will be given to marriage to the king of the north to secure the alliance, but she will lose her influence over him, and so will her father. So she will be abandoned along with her supporters. But when one of her relatives becomes king of the south, he will raise an army and enter the fortress of the king of the north and defeat him. When he returns to Egypt, he will carry back their idols with him, along with priceless articles of gold and silver. For some years afterward, he will leave the king of the north alone. Later, the king of the north will invade the realm of the king of the south, but will soon return to his own land. However, the sons of the king of the north will assemble a mighty army and will advance like a flood and carry the battle as far as the enemy's fortress. Then in a rage, the king of the south will rally against the vast forces assembled by the king of the north and will defeat them. After the enemy army is swept away, the king of the south will be filled with pride, and he will execute many thousands of his enemies, but his success will be short-lived. A few years later, the king of the north will return with a fully equipped army far greater than before. At that time, there will be a general uprising against the king of the south. Violent men among your own people will join them in fulfillment of this vision, but they will not succeed. The king of the north will come and lay siege to the fortified city and capture it. The best troops of the south will not be able to stand in the face of the onslaught. The king of the north will march onward unopposed. None will be able to stop him. He will pause in the glorious land of Israel, intent on destroying it. He will make plans to come with the might of his entire kingdom and will form an alliance with the king of the south. He will give him a daughter in marriage in order to overthrow the kingdom from within, but his plan will fail. After this, he will turn his attention to the coastland and conquer many cities, but a commander from another land will put an end to his insolence and cause him to retreat in shame. He will take refuge in his own fortress, but will stumble and fall and be seen no more. His successor will send out a tax collector to maintain the royal splendor, but after a very brief reign, he will die, though not from anger or in battle. The next to come to power will be a despicable man who is not in line for royal succession. He will slip in when least expected and take over the kingdom by flattery and intrigue. Before him, great armies will be swept away, including a covenant prince. With deceitful promises, he will make various alliances. He will become strong despite having only a handful of followers. Without warning, he will enter the richest areas of the land, and he will distribute among his followers the plunder and wealth of the rich, something his predecessors had never done. He will plot the overthrow of strongholds, but this will last for only a short while. Then he will stir up his courage and raise a great army against the king of the south. The king of the south will go to battle with a mighty army, but to no avail, for there will be plots against him. His own household will cause his downfall. His army will be swept away, and many will be killed. Seeking nothing but each other's harm, these kings will plot against each other at the conference table, attempting to deceive each other. But it will make no difference, for the end will come at the appointed time. The king of the north will then return home with great riches. On the way, he will set himself against the people of the Holy Covenant, doing much damage before continuing his journey. Then at the appointed time, he will once again invade the south, but this time the result will be different. For warships from western coastlands will scare him off, and he will withdraw and return home. But he will vent his anger against the people of the Holy Covenant and reward those who forsake the covenant. His army will take over the temple fortress, pollute the sanctuary, put a stop to the daily sacrifice, and set up the sacrilegious object that causes desecration. He will flatter and win over those who have violated the covenant, but the people who know their God will be strong and will resist him. Wise leaders will give instruction to many, but these teachers will die by fire and sword, or they will be jailed and robbed. During these persecutions, little help will arrive, and many who join them will not be sincere. And some of the wise will fall victim to persecution in this way. They will be refined and cleansed and made pure until the time of the end, and the appointed time is still to come. The king will do as he pleases, exalting himself and claiming to be greater than every god, even blaspheming the God of gods. He will succeed, but only until the time of wrath is completed. For what has been determined will surely take place. He will have no respect for the gods of his ancestors, or for the God loved by women, or for any other god, for he will boast that he is greater than them all. Instead of these, he will worship the gods of fortresses, a god his ancestors never knew, and lavish on him gold, silver, precious stones, and expensive gifts. claiming this foreign god's help. He will attack the strongest fortresses. He will honor those who submit to him, appointing them to positions of authority and dividing the land among them as their reward. Then at the time of the end, the king of the south will attack the king of the north. The king of the north will storm out with chariots, charioteers, and a vast navy. He will invade various lands and sweep through them like a flood. He will enter the glorious land of Israel, and many nations will fall, but Moab, Edom, and the best part of Ammon will escape. He will conquer many countries, and even Egypt will not escape. He will gain control over the gold, silver, and treasures of Egypt, and the Libyans and Ethiopians will be his servants. But then news from east and the north will alarm him, and he will set up in great anger to destroy and obliterate them. He will stop between the glorious holy mountain and the sea and will pitch his royal tents. But while he is there, his time will suddenly run out and no one will help him. And that is chapter 11. And that will be as far as I think I'm going to be able to go. Let me see what I've missed over here. Thank you, 5. I appreciate it. Hey, East Kentucky, good to see you. You're very welcome, Sherry. B&B Home, Marine. Tommy, if you're off the antibiotic, drink green tea. Okay. They never gave me any antibiotics, honestly, which shocked me. You're very welcome, Carrie. All right, 5. Please go rest. We all worry about you. Yeah, I was gonna. I know I won't. I'm not going to do the whole 2 hours. I know that already. But I was going to go for just 15 or 20 more minutes and then probably wrap it up. Russia says Syria shot down Israeli missiles near Damascus. We need to watch Damascus in the news. At Papa Prepper, we all have worried, man. Do this again. All right, Grammy's house. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. God bless you and yours, and be safe. You're very welcome, Michigan Faith Prepper. And I appreciate you guys being here. West Tennessee Prep. Which route you taking to Destin? We just take, oh man, I can't even remember now. I know it's 65 south most of the way. Other than that, I can't remember, man, without looking. Full of hope says, God bless from Ireland at 3 a.m. Well, God bless you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. I love seeing when somebody's from a different country like that. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. We're trying. True American Loretta. We're taking pretty good care of each other. And what we're lacking, the kid picks up the slack on. She's made us supper several nights, and um, keep checking in on RSD. Like we message back and forth throughout the evening, and crush a garlic clove and add a teaspoon of local honey. It's worked for me for over a decade. Okay. I'll pass right by you in Franklin, Tennessee. See you coming through my neck of the woods. I'd say I'll be passing a lot of y'all. Marine, Mandy's doing pretty good. She's still having some nausea issues. Some things that she eats just don't set very well with her, and it's nothing in particular. Just, but other than that, like her body aches and stuff like that's pretty much gone. Just having a hard time with her stomach. I'm from God's country, South Carolina. Yep. Oh, I absolutely will, Joe. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well, guys, it's 10 o'clock, so I might go ahead and. Is there any last prayer requests before I cut this off? I got Ashley, Grammy's house, Dawn, Appalachia, and Coral. Was there anybody that I might have missed? Okay, I'll put her down, cat lady. Thank you for reading the word. It truly makes a difference in my week ahead. Well, you're absolutely welcome, Chris. I Hey, Blue Vandal. Thank you. I appreciate it very much, man. I hated canceling last Sunday. I absolutely hated it, but there's no way. Always praying for healing for my girl. Absolutely, Ashley. We love you too, cat lady. Praying for the whole broken world. Absolutely, Sherry. I know it's all got to play out, but man, it's in a bad way right now. Get some rest, take your supplements, and stay hydrated. That is not a problem for me. I don't know how many gallons of water I've probably drank in this past week. Heard about people detoxing after the sickness. I wonder if that would help. It might. Like I said, we've got, today makes 7 days till we leave out. And I hope, right now, I do not feel like going on vacation still. So I'm hoping a lot of recovery takes place this week. I hear you, Joe. I appreciate that, Loretta. Ginger ale from Mandy or ginger tea? I think we might actually have some ginger tea. I think. I'll see if I can get her to do that, Sherry. And back off on the cannabis. Yeah. Man, there's no way I could smoke anything right now. Prayers for my brothers and sisters, families of the fallen Marines who died in Afghanistan. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. I've read today that there's four cargo planes sitting over there full of folks, and the Taliban's refusing to let them take off, and it's all refugees and American citizens, and I don't know what's going to come of that. Cat lady, your brother Jeff. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Good night, Bob. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And God bless you and yours, and be safe. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. It'll still be, don't expect like any premieres because I'm not feeling up to that yet. But I'm going to try to get back on track this week and get stuff going again. Texas All-Star Carpet Care. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. What is actually in the tests? That I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you. I'm really not. But I will definitely be here Thursday night if I don't see you guys before. Hey, Rev, good to see you too, man. Yeah, we're back up. I don't know about running yet. But until next time, guys, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Sorry I couldn't read more tonight, but God bless y'all. I love each and every one of you guys. Again, thank you, everyone, for all your prayers for all of us. We really appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And we'll see you next time. Papa Prepper out.